Good morning.
Morning. Morning. Yay.
Oops.
Already not used to it.
Already not used to being on this
The
side.
other side. We thought we'd switch today just to see how it goes.
Maybe better for my neck.
Yeah, I guess. It's been a whole year of looking the other way.
Change it up.
Good morning. Hi, Jen. Happy Wednesday. And thank you to B Yoga for sponsoring our classes this month.
Remember to take part in our giveaway for a chance to win either a silk eye pillow,
2 blocks.
a pair of cork blocks, or the lovely bee mat.
Yay. So let us know if you have any requests for practice this morning. Good morning, Virginie. Hi. Yeah. It's weird. I feel weird. Should we switch back?
Nope. We've committed. We've
Maybe
committed
we'll do
today.
a whole year of this.
We'll see. Oh yeah, happy St. Patrick's Day.
Oh, that's today.
That was a thing. That was a thing.
There's so many things that used to be a thing. Totally forgot.
Maybe I'll have to go out buy a can of Guinness today.
Put some green coloring.
Not in Guinness.
Can't see it. It's too
Put-
dark.
You'll put that in Harp, maybe, which is the lager equivalent.
I don't drink, so
I know.
this whole year I've had like a sip of sangria.
Oh, but again, she was drunk. One sip. That's it. It's good.
It's probably mostly juice. What I had.
I mean, I mostly drink my my partake these days, which is the non-alcoholic IPA. I quite like them. Morning, Mom.
Hi.
Thanks for the lucky clovers.
Hi, Cindy. Morning, Sarah. Yes, happy St. Patrick's Day.
Sure.
Probably a little less rowdy this year.
Yeah. Yeah. Same as last year. They had to close as well. Sad. I'm sad for the businesses out there that rely on days like today. You know, to get there. Exactly.
Lightweight.
Yeah. Special occasion, that little tiny pour of champagne. It's enough.
Yeah. All right, let's get started. So we'll find a comfortable seated position. You might even wiggle a little side to side. Feel the connection of your sit bones into your mat, the ground, or if you're sitting in a chair. And then lift the chest upwards, relax the shoulders, let your palms rest where it's comfortable, and have your chin slightly tucked in so that you're not kind of the chin pointing outwards, chin slightly drawn in, eyes closed. We'll take a deep breath in through the nose. Open your mouth, sigh that breath out. Again, deep breath in. Release your breath. One more, breathe in. And let go. Continue to breathe in and out through your nose. And see if you can be aware of your spine as you sit here or if you're lying down. The skeletal structure that supports the torso. Just being aware of its existence. My favorite way to meditate is to add visualization so that the mind has something to occupy itself. So as you breathe in and out, travel with your breath as it enters through the nose, and imagine your breath filling up each vertebrae as it travels down the back of your neck, the cervical spine, to the thoracic spine, to the lumbar, right to the sacrum, so right down to your tailbone. Following that breath as it travels down each vertebrae. When you exhale, that same breath flows back up and out through your nose. It's almost like imagining every time you breathe in, you're kind of sucking air in into your spine that's like a straw. It goes right to the other end of the straw. And when you exhale, that fluid, that liquid flows back out the way it came in. So this visualization gives your mind something maybe a little more tangible to do, to focus on. As well as giving you the opportunity to try to connect better with your physical body. Noticing any subtle changes. So that we can better communicate with our body, better to receive any messages that our body's constantly sending us, so that we don't have to wait until our body is screaming in a lot of pain before we do something about whatever it may be that we need to do to bring our body back to balance. Keeping a slow, steady breath. A few more inhales and exhales here. And the next time you breathe in, fill up the spine again, taking a deep breath. Pause at the top of your inhale. Open your mouth and sigh it out. Let's connect the palms in front of the heart. Deep breath in. Gently bowing your head and blink your eyes open. Release your palms.
Throw over the legs. Find tabletop. In that tabletop today, turn your hands all the way around so that the fingertips actually point towards the knees and the thumbs are facing out towards the edges of the mat. And we're going fingers out, 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 and then towards knees, not fingers in, and then towards knees. Externally rotating the shoulders. A few of us might have to walk the knees further forward as we're quite tight in the wrist flexors, the underside of the forearm here. Some of us might be able to maintain that stack of shoulders over the wrists, and some of us might actually lean back just a little bit, keeping the neck long, taking your elbows past your knuckles or your fingertips.
If you hyperextend easily, add a bend in your elbows.
And breathe. 1 or 2 more breaths here. And you can use an exhale, carefully shift back to neutral, turn the hands around. Palms flat on the floor, thumbs face in, fingertips face forward. Exhale, tuck the chin, tuck the tailbone, round the spine. Inhale to lift and arch. Just once more. Exhale, tuck and rounds. Inhale to lift and arch. Nice. Come back to neutral. Walk your knees further back. And then shift forward a touch. Keep your elbows over the wrist. Bend them to 90 degrees. Supported chaturanga. Back up, supported plank. Just one more of those. Try to lean forward a bit more. Supported chaturanga. Back up to plank. Shift the hips back. Child's pose. In that child's pose shape, push into the inner edge of your wrist, kind of the underside of your forearm, and lift the palms above the floor. Point your palms forward. Nice. So we're again taking the wrists into extension, but it won't necessarily feel like a stretch for the flexors, the wrist flexors, the underside of the forearm. It's going to feel like strengthening for the top side of the forearm, our wrist extensors. You point the fingers up towards the ceiling and feel like you're actually trying to pull the fingernails back towards your head. Here's one more breath there. And as you sigh that out, you can replace the palms to the floor. Lift the hips up, tuck your toes, shift up and back, downward facing dog. In that downward facing dog, really grip into your foundation and lift up through the peak. Could you make the peak your sit bone, your tailbone? Inhale, come forward, high plank. Exhale, back to downward facing dog. Again, just once more. Inhale, come forward, plank. Exhale, back to down dog. Look forward, inhale. On the exhale, bend your knees. Take a big step all the way to the top of the mat. Halfway lift. Inhale, extend the spine. Exhale to fold. And rooting down into the feet. Inhale, come all the way up. Reach for the ceiling. Grow as tall as you can. Exhale, hinge and fold back over the legs. Halfway lift. Extend. Exhale, place the palms. Step the feet all the way back. And you choose either knees down or keep them lifted. Keep the elbows hugging in. Chaturanga. Back up to plank. Just once more. Chaturanga. Back up to plank. Downward facing dog. Nice. If you don't often do yogic push-ups, maybe you're noticing your wrist in some way, try to hug the elbows in, and it's okay if you're not coming down to 90 degrees with the arms. Maybe it's just a micro bend of the elbow. You do a little mini yoga push-up. Inhale, come forward, high plank. Exhale, back to down dog. Once more. Inhale, come forward. Exhale, back to down dog. Look forward, inhale. Exhale, bend the knees, step lightly, top of the mat. Halfway lift, inhale. Exhale, fold. And rooting down to the feet, inhale, come all the way up, reach for the ceiling, grow tall. Exhale, dive the heart back over the legs. Halfway lift. Place palms, step the feet back, high plank. Now this time, come all the way down to your belly. Press into the tops of the feet. Inhale, peel up chest and chin. Baby or towards your full cobra. Keep the elbows hugging in, the heart dragging forward. Exhale, lower back down. Just once more. Inhale to lift. And exhale to lower. Nice. This time push yourself up to tabletop and pause in your tabletop. For many of us, walking the knees forward is going to give us a bit more support here. Take the back of your hands to the mats. The thumbs face towards each other. The fingertips face towards the knees. It's going to be kind of intense for some. So breathe.
If it's super intense, you can do one palm at a time.
Exactly. Maybe the knees are walking back and you're doing the same thing we did with the wrist flexors, but now with the wrist extensors, you're finding your tabletop. You can even shift back a little bit more. Push into the fingernails here. Try not to lose the neck. Keep the neck nice and long. Last breath or two, really nicely done. And to release that shape, you can simply walk the knees forward a touch and then replace the palms to the mat. Nice. In your tabletop, exhale, tuck and rounds. Inhale, lift and arch. Once more, exhale, tuck and round. Inhale, lift and arch. Come back to neutral, and we're going to step the feet back. So this time, in your high plank, to keep the toes tucked. On an inhale, hips and heart start to turn down and forward, upward facing dog. Exhale, back to plank. Right, inhale, upward facing dog. Stay strong through front side body as it lowers. Exhale, back to plank. And we'll go right to downward facing dog. Nice, really good. So keeping that strength in the shoulders and the core, even when we're doing stuff that maybe sometimes we rush through. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, bend the knees, step or jump lightly. Top of the mat. Halfway lift. Inhale. Exhale, fold. Big toes touch, knees hug in as you inhale. Bend the knees, reach the arms up. Chair pose. Utkatasana. Sink a little deeper into that chair. And then a little deeper. And then a little deeper. Can you sit down without using your hands? Perfect. Extend the legs forward, lay back. Low boat. So in your low boat, we feel front side body, right? Quads, hip flexors, abdominal wall. I'm not saying that it's this strong in your upward facing dog, but we do want that amount of control in upward facing dog. You flutter the legs here for just 3, 2, and 1. Release. Good morning, core. Hug the legs into your chest. Give yourself a squeeze. Okay, we're going to try to use some momentum here. We're going to rock the length of your spine. Use enough momentum to rock forward, plant the feet, and stand up into your chair pose. Maybe have to use the hands there for a little assist. Inhale. Exhale, hinge and fold. Halfway lift, long spine. Exhale, place the palm, step or jump the feet back. Nice, knees down if you need. Take chaturanga. A strong upward facing dog. Inhale. And then exhale, back over the toes. Downward facing dog. Right leg goes up. Inhale, 3-leg dog. Exhale, knee to the nose. Touch. Lightly step the right foot in between the hands. And rise up on the inhale. High runner's lunge. In that high runner's lunge, bring attention again to belly and ribs. Can you find that engagement that we had in our low boat? Even in a lunge, squeeze front side body. So we keep a nice tall and strong torso. You'll feel the stretch in the left hip flexor a bit more. Feel super solid in the foundation. One last breath. Exhale, release hands down to the mat. Step the right foot back, consider floating it. Take a vinyasa, chaturanga. To a really strong upward facing dog, maybe even pulling the right heel towards your bum. Back to downward facing dog. Left leg goes up, inhale. Exhale, knee to the nose. Lightly step the foot in between the hands. Rise up, inhale. High runner's lunge. Belly and ribs draw in. So there's that squeeze here in front side. Building a touch of heat this morning. Take an inhale. Exhale, release, hands down to the floor. Step the left foot back. Consider floating it. Chaturanga to upward facing dog. Back to downward facing dog. Nice. Carefully walk your hands back towards your feet. Find the standing forward fold back in the mat. And I have some options for you. A little bit closer so you can see. You can use your peace fingers, middle index and thumb. Catch the big toes. Perform Padangusthasana, elbows out to the sides of the room, pulling the torso closer to the thighs. You're also welcome to slip the hands underneath the feet. And this will also get into the wrist extensors. If you notice the top of your forearm or the back of your wrist, definitely hold some tension here. It's a good way to release that. pull the torso closer. But at the same time, if you're taking Padahastasana, instead of pointing the elbows out, you can actually try to point the elbows towards your shins and bend the elbows towards the shins. Try your best to keep the breath flowing in through the nose, out through the nose. Got one more. On an exhale, you can release the hands, release the toes. Inhale, roll up to stand. Head comes up last. Find Tadasana. Excuse me. Mountain pose. You'll spot that so nicely. Shift the weight towards the left foot.
There's also a pink thing right here.
It's reflection on the lens. Drive the right knee all the way out. Queenie has a pink aura this morning. Grab that ankle. Place the sole of the right foot towards the left inner thigh. Tree pose. Excuse me, tickle in my throat. In that tree pose position, stand up really tall through the spine. Draw belly and ribs in. Nice. You take the arms up today and add a little bit of movement. Like the wind in the branches. But even as the arms move and the torso might flex a little bit, our foundation stays super solid. Try to look at one point. Really nice. Carefully release without timbering. Shift the weight towards the right foot. We'll drive the left knee up. Catch that ankle to help place the sole of the foot to the right inner thigh. Press them together. Yeah, feel belly and ribs pull in. So we're actually trying to find a pretty solid tree pose. If everything's all soft, it can be a lot harder to find balance.
Also, if you can't bring your foot to the inner thigh, remember you can always bring it to the calf or the ankle. Just try not to push into the side of the knee, so you don't want to compromise the knee joint.
Arms can reach up, add a little bit of movement. There you go, beautiful. One more breath. Our release. Excuse me. Take an inhale in your Tadasana. Exhale, tuck the chin. Begin to roll all the way down. When the fingertips find the floor, crawl the hands to the top of the mat. Downward facing dog. Nice. From your downward facing dog, inhale, come forward, high plank. Exhale, take Chaturanga. Upward facing dog, inhale. And exhale, back over the toes. Downward facing dog. Right leg goes up, inhale. Exhale, knee to the nose. Step the right foot in between the hands. This time, lower the left knee down to the floor. Come up, hands to the hips, and press your hips forward and down. Lengthen the front of that left hip flexor. Keep pulling the belly and the ribs in. Nice. Don't hold your breath here. If you want to add on, you can either take the arms into cactus, feeling expansion across the chest and the upper back, or you sweep the arms back behind you, interlace the fingers behind the back. Squeeze shoulder blades together and puff up the heart. You drive that fist down towards the floor, breathing across the shoulders. One more breath. Oh, that's good. And on the exhale, release your hands down either side of that right foot. Shift your hips back. Left hip stacks on top of the left knee. Work the right leg straight. Ardha Hamanasana. In that half splits, finding length through the hamstring. Excuse me, everyone. Sorry. One more breath, half splits. And exhale, bend into the right knee. Plant the palms, step back. Lower down to your belly. This time pressing into the tops of the feet. Inhale, peel up chest and chin, baby or full cobra. Exhale, lower down. One more, inhale, lift up. And exhale, lower down. Tuck your toes, press to plank, inhale. Exhale, downward facing dog. Left leg goes up, inhale. Exhale, knee to the nose. Step the foot in between the hands, lightly lower the right knee down to the floor. Untuck the toes. Come up, hands to the hips. And press your hips forward and down. Feel belly and ribs at the beginning here. Continue to draw in. We find length across the front of the right hip flexor. You can add on by either finding cactus, opening up the chest and the heart. You can also sweep the arms back behind you, interlace the fingers behind the back, and use that squeeze to drive the fist down and away from your bum, but also to lift the heart and shoulders up and back. Breathe here.
You want me to teach?
Almost good. One more breath. Exhale, release hands down, frame that left foot. Shift your hips back, right hip over the right knee, extending the left leg. Really nice. Try to find that length in the back of the left leg. So trying to extend through the spine. One last breath. As you side that out, you can bend into the left knee, plant the palm, step back. Last time, chaturanga to up dog if you want it. Take that cobra we did before if you prefer. We'll meet in a downward facing dog. From your down dog, you can take any way to get to the top of the mat and sit down. You might just kneel and sweep the legs forward, or you can take a little jump through or jump to seated. Extend the legs forward, lie down. And once you're lying flat on your back, inhale, reach the arms back behind you, stretch as tall as you can. And as you exhale, take the arms and the legs wide. Find your 5-point posture. So that in that 5-point posture, we're taking up some space. Long arms, long legs, tall torso. You can take the wrists and the ankles in circles. You can turn your head side to side. Check in with the body here. And if you feel pretty comfortable here, you're welcome to stay in that 5-point posture for your Shavasana. If you prefer to be more neutral, slowly take the body into a more neutral shape. Palms face up next to the thighs, feet a comfortable distance apart. Shavasana, corpse pose. If you feel like you need longer in this shape, please take it. If you are coming back, start to lengthen your inhales, your exhales. Move your fingers, move your toes. Turn your head side to side. Inhale again, find a stretch. And exhale, soften. Bend your knees, either roll to one side or rock up into a comfortable seated position. In that seated position, stack the spine up nice and tall. Close your eyes. Notice the breath as it flows in through the nose, out through the nose. The story your body might be telling you. The story your breath might be telling you. Take an inhale that expands the belly, the ribs, the collarbone. Fill all the way up. Open your mouth, sigh it out. Palms connect in prayer, heart center, thumbs rest into the sternum. Closing to the sound of a single Om. Inhale. Thanks for joining us. Share this energy. Hope you take some of this with you off the mat. Share with the ones that you love. Namaste.
Namaste.
Thanks, everyone. Guess we are human after all. Oh. It's not as bad as when it happens in a really packed, busy, in-person class.
Oh, I remember. It's the worst in the winter when you like have really dry throat or like just a cough. You're not like sick, but just like.
So you're trying to teach, and then every once in a while you're like trying to cough away from people.
100% not gonna lie. Every time I have to have a coughing fit is when I have everyone in Shavasana. And I'm sitting there in front of class and I'm like red faced trying to like hold my cough in. And usually I just run out of the room while everyone's in Shavasana, find a corner somewhere where there's no other classes and like have a coughing fit and then go back in. It's also the rooms are usually quite dry.
They can be.
Even the hot yoga rooms, even if they have the humidity on and everything, it just feels really dry sometimes in the winter. So anyways, random stuff. I'm surprised we even remember what it's like to teach.
I remember. I remember vaguely. But yeah. The struggles that you don't realize your yoga teacher has some days.
Yeah. And sometimes I feel very awkward. I'm just sitting there. Everyone's lying down in Shavasana. I'm like, what do I do now? I just like sometimes sit in meditation, but then I like have to look at the time.
Yep.
It's weird. Now we don't get to see anyone in Shavasana. So
imagine.
Happy St. Patrick's Day again. And we have the code word phrase
pinned at the
on the bottom. If you're here live with us, thank you so much. And thank you again to B Yoga for sponsoring this month and our giveaway. And hope your throat's a little better.
Yeah. Yeah.
And just so you know, we're drinking brown sugar, ginger.
It's like a ginger health drink.
It's brown. Doesn't it have brown sugar in it? Doesn't it say on the thing? What's this?
Know.
Or honey?
Honey. I think it's honey.
Honey, brown sugar? No, honey. Just don't have ginger.
Why would it have brown sugar and honey?
I don't know.
It's a honey
but
ginger.
But actually, brown sugar is good in traditional Chinese medicine.
Yeah.
It helps to make certain foods less heat or hot in nature. Not talking about temperature of the food, but hot in nature is that when you eat it, it makes your body hot, which is good. But sometimes when we eat too much of that, our body will overheat. Again, it's a Chinese medicine term, not overheat as in sweating.
I know you want to be like, it makes you yeet hay. Okay, it makes you really yeet hay.
Yeah, but and then if you have too much heat in the body, what happens is you can get pimples, your acne, or when you bite your tongue easily, it's because your tongue is swollen. There's too much heat in your body, that kind of stuff. So it's not your regular heat. So just a little fun fact. Anyways, thank you, and if you're still here, thanks so much for sticking around.
Thanks for watching from India.
Thank you. And again, if you're here for the challenge, the phrase, word, thing is on the bottom pinned.
Yeah.
Hope you have a wonderful rest of your week, and we will be back on Friday.
See you on Friday, everyone. If you are looking to sign up for any Zoom classes, do feel free to follow the link in our bio and sign up for our weekly, almost daily Zoom classes that we are running. We are running 5 a week, most weeks.
Always.
Sometimes it does. Well,
we're always still teaching 5. One is Friday, one is Sunday.
That's true. It's always 5 a week. It's always 5 a week. It's because our Friday, Sunday classes are now bi-weekly.
Yes, but it's still 5 a week because we switch.
Okay, so on that note, love to see you in class, whether it's here or on Zoom.
I will try to impart more random Chinese medicine facts.
Get some of that information out of the brain and over to you people.
Yeah, it's just all scrambled in there somewhere.
Scrambled? No. Color-coded, organized. Bye, everyone. Enjoy the rest of your day. See you all soon.